Hello, good day. I'm Teacher Renzo, and we will have a discussion about physics. Okay, but before that, I just want you to welcome in our asynchronous day. Today, we're going to discuss about genetics, the study of inherited traits. So the proponent behind this theory or study is Gregor Johann Mendel. So who is Gregor Johann Mendel? Okay, Mendel, Augustinian prior and abbot of St. Thomas Abbey in Brew Margravate of Moravia. Mendel was born in a German-speaking family in the Salian part of the Austrian Empire, today we know as Czech Republic, and gained posthumous recognition as the founder of the modern science of genetics, and we call him as the father of genetics. True farmers had known for millennia that crossbreeding of animals and plants could favor certain desirable traits. Mendel's pea plant experiment conducted between 1856 and 1863 established many of the rules of heredity now referred to as the law of Mendelian's inheritance. So the key points of this study is this. Number one, by crossing purple and white pea plants, Mendel found the offspring were purple rather than mixed, indicating the color was dominant over the other. Second one, Mendel's law of segregation states an individual possesses two alleles and a parent passes only one allele to his/her offspring. Third, Mendel's law of independent assortment states the inheritance of one pair of factor or genes is independent of the inheritance of the other pair. Fourth, if the two alleles are identical, the individual is called homozygous for the trait. If the two alleles are different, the individual is called heterozygous. The last one is Mendel crossbred the hybrid and found that traits were inherited independently of each other. The next is the terms that we use in this study. So the terms that we use are homozygous, heterozygous, and allele. So homozygous of an organism is which both copies of a given gene have the same allele. The next one is heterozygous of an organism which has two alleles of a given gene. The third one is allele, one of the number of alternative forms of the same gene occupying a given position on chromosomes. Remember, in homozygous, given gene have the same allele. In heterozygous, two different alleles of the given genes. In alleles, same genes occupying a given position on the chromosomes. So next, the Mendel's law. So Mendel's discovered that by crossing through breeding white flower and through breeding purple flower plants, the result was a hybrid offsprings. Rather than being a mix of the two colors, the offspring was purple flower. He then conceived the idea of heredity units, which he called factors, one of which is a recessive characteristic and the other is dominant. Mendel said the factors, later called genes, normally occur in pairs in ordinary body cells, yet segregate during the formation of sex cells. Each member of the pair become part of the separate sex cell. The dominant gene, such as the purple flower in a Mendel plant, will hide the recessive gene, the white flower. After Mendel fertilized the F1 generation and obtained the F2 generation with a ratio of 3:1. He correctly theorized that genes can be paired in three different ways for each trait. Capital or two capital letter A, two lowercase a, and the mixed trait which is the uppercase A and the lowercase a. A capital A represents the dominant factor while the lower case represent the recessive. So as you can see on your board, we have here a Punnett square. In a Punnett square, this is a way to determine the traits of every plant. Okay, we have here a recessive and dominant traits. Okay, we have a homozygous and a heterozygous. Okay, so for our genotype, we have two colors, which is color purple and color white. So, uh, capital letter B is represent the color purple, and the lowercase b is represent as color white. So, to formulate the traits of every flower or the color of the flower, we have to multiply each genotype. So we have here capital B, and small case b, and small case b. So when we multiply the two uh, uppercase letter B, the result will be purple because uh, it the same color, it is the same color, and we will write it as the same as two big or two uppercase B. When we multiply the uppercase B and the lowercase b, the result will be the same as the color of the capital B, which is purple. So when we write it, we write as capital B and small letter b. The next one is when we multiply the lowercase b to the uppercase b, the same as the result of the second one as we formulate. The last one is when we multiply the lowercase b to the lowercase b, the result is the same as its colors by itself. So the color of letter B, the small letter b, is white, so the result will be also white. So we have way uh, to formulate, or we have way to determine the traits of every plant, or even though that's not a plant, no, even though human or others, we have ways. So what are those ways? So first one is to determine what are the genotype of the parents. Okay, the second one is by using of this Punnett square. The next one is to determine the genotypic ratio, and the next one is to determine the phenotypic ratio, and the last one is having a conclusion or to conclude what is the results of every formula that you did. Okay, so that's it for today. That's it for this video. Now you can proceed to your activity in activity folder in Edmodo. That's all. Thank you